Hi, YouTube friends and family. I'm Mary.
And I'm Raymond.
He's off camera. This is going to be a quick story time. So let's take it back. In a previous video, we talked about hitting a deer. My husband hit a deer. We went and took our truck to get fixed. And yes, like the thumbnail says, I was in a wreck. So I'm going to give you a quick story time. We were traveling. We had a hazmat load, which was explosives. And we were traveling in the state of West Virginia. I don't remember where we were going to be honest. But we were in West Virginia. And as you know, I'm pretty new to driving. I've only been driving about 2 years. I've never been in a wreck. None of that. So there's still a lot of things that I'm not totally confident with. But one thing is, I would say, is I'm a pretty safe driver. I try not to drive too fast, and I'm normally a right lane driver. But in this instance, I was on 68 going westbound in West Virginia, and it was a 3-lane highway. I was loaded, but it was actually a light load, and I was going about 65, maybe 60, 65 in the middle lane of the 3-lane highway on 68 West, which the right lane is actually a climber lane. If you're going slow, it does veer off into 2 lanes at the top of the hill. But I was going.
Did you get over? Did you get over because you seen wasn't the cars merging on though, right? What made you get over to the middle? Was that the reason why you got over to the middle?
No, I was the middle, the third. So the way it's set up, it's 2 lanes. So my lane was actually the right lane up until we got to where the hill was coming. So when the hill came, it veered off and you get a right lane. So that's like your climber lane, where most of the time, if you're loaded and you know that as a trucker, you're loaded your way down, you're not going to be able to maintain your speed. So you go to the right lane because you're going to end up going maybe 30 or 40 or even 30, 40 miles an hour sometimes, depending on how heavy you are, even less than that. We were loaded, but we were pretty light, and I was able to maintain my 60, 65. So my middle lane was actually the right lane at first, up until that point. So I stayed in the middle lane because another reason was because the truck that was in front and that went into the climber lane was going very slow. He was going really slow, actually. So I stayed in the middle lane. He was in front of me when it was just the 2 lanes. So I stayed in the middle lane. Like I said, I was going 60, 65. And as we know, you should pass trucks or cars or what have you. You really should pass from the left into the right lane. Well, there was 4-wheelers in the left lane, the far left lane. And what happened was, as we're traveling, I'm in, like I said, in the middle lane. A pickup truck went into the climber lane. And hindsight being 2020, the only reason I would say that he went into that lane was to try to pass the trucks and the other 4-wheelers using that lane. So I saw him out of my passenger side mirror coming up, and I'm maintaining my speed. And the truck, the other 18-wheeler that was in the right lane, he's coming up on his bumper, and he decided he wanted to merge into the middle lane. However, he was pulling a utility trailer with an ATV on it, and when he merged into the middle lane, he didn't have enough room. So his trailer, not 2 weeks after we got our bumper fixed on the driver's side,
$7,000 later.
$7,000 later, he hit us on the passenger side. And we have a new deer guard. You'll see that in the previous video from this one. He hit our deer guard in our bumper, and he caused damage. And I laid on my air horn, like, so he knew he was close, like he was gonna hit me. Like, he knew. I laid on my air horn. I swerved a bit, but I didn't swerve enough to go into the other lane because there were four-wheelers in the left lane. But I did tap on my brakes because he was like running me over, which, as my husband said, that was probably the wrong thing to do, because obviously we're in traffic, we're on an interstate, it's not a light, people are coming. I could have caused a bigger accident by pressing on my brake, to be honest, and for even swerving a little bit. But he hit our truck, and he hauled ass up the hill and kept going. He did not stop. Just hauled ass, and he could go faster than I can. I tailed him a little to see if I could grab his license plate number. I didn't. I wasn't able to grab his license plate number, so we didn't get his license plate, and we have a $2,500 deductible because we have to fix our bumper again. Our deer guard also got damaged. Our brand new deer guard also got damaged, and we don't believe it can be repaired in any way because it has like a coating, which is like a plastic type of coating on it. So we don't believe that could be repaired. So it'll be damaged. It didn't bend, but it did like his trailer did a pretty much damage, and I will insert pictures of the damage to our passenger side at the end of this video so you can see what happened. Anyway, I say that to say these things happen. My husband says this, and I think he got it from a good friend of his. Sometimes you got to think for the other party. You have to think for the other drivers on the road. We're professional drivers, and sometimes we have to think for the other people. In this situation, I'm unsure what, besides maintaining my lane really steadfast and maintaining my speed steadfast, I don't think there was much more that I could have done. I was, like I said, I was still going at a pretty good clip, so I don't think that he had good judgment as to space. And when you have a longer vehicle, you need to make sure that you have adequate space to merge, and that's not something he did. What would I have done differently? I was trying to think about that, and probably, like my husband said, just staying steadfast in my speed, staying steadfast in my lane would have been the only thing differently that I would have done that may have, caused him to wreck. I don't know per se, but he didn't stop. So, and we weren't able to get his license plate. Needless to say, that's another $2,500 deductible that we have to pay for our insurance deductible. But that's also going to lead into another piece of equipment that we're going to add to our truck, and that's going to be a camera system, which we don't have.
Blind spot camera, dash cam camera. We're going to try to. So these big mega carriers, I don't know if they just deal with one company or there are several companies out there that does the system. I don't know if, anybody looking at this videos drive for a mega carrier that does have the camera system. If you do, can you can you put what type of camera system it is in the comments below, or you could send us a private message through the email and let us know what system it is, because the I guess the they be having cameras like on the screen be on the side where the mirrors are at, and it kind of take the place of the mirrors, but some trucks still have the mirrors on them.
We want to keep our mirrors.
Yeah, we want to keep our mirrors, but we wanted that blind spot, because if we would have had those cameras, regardless if he would have took off, you know, the police would have been able to find him.
Yeah, we would have had his license plate.
Yeah, we would have had the license plate number at least to the trailer.
Mm-hmm. And really to the truck, because I think every state minus Pennsylvania, maybe there's a couple others, but I think Pennsylvania is the only one that I can think of right offhand. You guys have plates on the front of your vehicles. In PA, we're not required to have front plates. We only have rear plates. So in those instances, you can't see. If I'm hooked up to a trailer, it would be hard for you to see my plate. But in having the cameras with the blind spots and the way my husband, the systems that he's seen, we would have been able to catch his camera because he was coming up, like I said, on a camera. We would have been able to catch his plate because he was coming up on our right side, on the right side, on passenger side. So we would have been able to catch his truck plate.
Yeah.
And as he took off, the dash cam would have been able to catch his trailer plate. If he were to have one, but we would have known by the truck, that would be to the responsible party, and we would have actual footage to show that I was in my lane. So I didn't do a maneuver to, hit him or anything like that. So needless to say, we have decided that we will definitely, my husband is doing research for those cameras, and that would be something that we will be adding to our truck in the near future.
And we have with that experience there, we have more respect for the mega carriers and how they are putting all of these camera systems on their truck. A lot of drivers don't care for things that are not theirs, and so the company owners have to protect their equipment, and which better way to protect it, by putting cameras all over it. You know what I mean? So we have more respect for that. We see why it's needed. That's just a prime example. And we only own one truck with our company. So it's not like we have 100 trucks or 200 trucks where we could just get the cameras done off the assembly line. We have to make that money and get it done, versus a mega carrier that already has the money because they generate revenue from 100 trucks, 200 trucks. They have the money to get stuff like that done right away. We don't. It's not like that for us. We have to get the money together and shop around, and then try to get it done. So, but that's the next step. I'm not sure what else we would need, moving down the road for a safety feature, but as we grow with our experiences, good, bad, or indifference. We will be whatever we need to add to the truck so that we can be safer. We will do it. We don't really care how old the truck get. If it's the last days of the truck or our last payment of the truck, and we need some safety feature on there that costs X amount of dollars, we will get it to make us safe for those last few months that we rolling with that truck. So we just have more respect for things now when it comes to that, and those cameras and stuff like that. People be saying like they spying on them and all of that stuff. It's because they don't own the equipment, and they don't really, they don't have no value because it's not theirs. If they owned it and somebody else was driving it, they would have more value for it.
Yeah, and with that said, these trucks are over $200,000. Some people's houses are $200,000. So if you think about that, I think our truck came out to like 200 and maybe 240 or 220, some was up there. And that's a house. Like you can shop around and buy a house for that amount. You can buy 2 houses in some states for that amount. So if you think about it in those terms, like, yeah, and for us, like, we only have this one truck, but this is our livelihood. So when we think about it, it's a worthy investment, for just things like this, like someone literally keeping keep going. Like I can't even fathom that, because that's not something that I would do. Like I'm not gonna keep going. But yeah, so
Yeah, and I hope that the driver that did hit while my wife was driving can look at this video, or will run across this video. So if if my current subscribers could help me send it out to the masses, so probably it'll run across his feed so that he can see it. You got away, you know what I mean? Good for you, but you won't keep on getting away. Trust that.
Karma, what goes around comes around. Yeah. Karma will get you. Yeah. She's a bitch.
Yeah. So it might not be the police, buddy. You might get into another accident where, you get hurt really bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah. So I hope you see this video, man, and you don't gotta call us on it, but just, learn from that experience as well. You can't keep on running. It doesn't work.
But that is my story time. That's what happened to us very recently. And what I do is say also is, thank God, it could have been worse. And like we were on a load hauling explosives, and so it could have been a lot worse. And I thank God that it was not worse. But again, like my husband says, like, karma's a bitch. What goes around comes around. And you can't do unto others as you don't want done to you. So that's all I got to say about that. But that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to give you an update on my little situation. We will be doing another video here shortly, coming out after this one. We're going to just tell you about some of the stuff that we're doing outside of the truck, and what moves that we've decided to make in our lives to better our situation. So stay tuned for that video. It'll be sometime after this one.
Yep.
That's all for now.
Like, share, and subscribe.
And remember, keep rolling.